Bright QT. Every student matters.
Welcome back, children. Today, as I told you, I will start with grammar and I will start with past tense. The grammar tenses refer to category of words that signify time and reference to the time of the occurrence of the verb. There are 4 types of tenses, past tenses. One is simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. So we will go, we'll see the example and you will automatically come to know what is simple past, what is past continuous, what is past perfect, and what is past perfect continuous tense. Here the verb is sleeping. So any work which you are doing, like sleeping, writing, talking, eating, drinking, chatting, walking, all kind of work you are doing is a verb. So here the word sleeping refers to the past time. Therefore, the tense was has been used. So if you have to use simple past tense, then in that case you have to use was. This unit we shall learn more about the past tense to refer to an action in the time has already passed, that is the past. Which has already happened, it is known as past tense. Like whatever you have done, I was sleeping, like I was sleeping. I am sleeping. I will be sleeping. So I am sleeping right at the moment is a present tense. I will be sleeping. There is a future tense. I was sleeping, like I've already slept. I was sleeping is a simple past tense. So simple past tense expresses the verb form the simplest way when the action has occurred. When the action has already been done, it has already been occurred. That is what is known as past tense. Often in these tenses we use adverbs that indicate the past time. Like, we use the adverb, like we add ed to some of the past tenses. Like I was sleeping is the past tense, but a simple past tense can also be a ship arrived. The ship arrived yesterday. Okay, so the ship was arrived will not be the right sentence. Then in that case, you have to, often this tense is used with adverbs that indicate the past tense. Okay, the ship arrived yesterday. Simon graduated high school. Okay, so let me come to the next page. These examples were arrived and graduated depict that simple past form of a verb is arrive and graduate. And you have to add ed to it, as simple as anything. So, he was arrived is a wrong answer. He was graduate is a wrong answer. He arrived, he graduated are the right answer. When the verb is used without adverb of the time to be determined by the context. If you don't use the adverb, then it will be learned, match. I learned French in the primary school. The match was won by the senior team. For instance, the use of simple tense is the expression of past habits and example. I often went. So, often went is the past tense for a walk on the route. Maya always carried a notebook with her. These are all simple tense, like as I said earlier, that in some of the tenses, a very simple tense past tense is was, were. So I was sleeping, they were sleeping. I was sleeping, I was walking, they were walking. So in a simple past tense, if you use an adverb, then it will be converted into ed. The ship arrived yesterday. The Simon graduated high school last year. In the next page, In these examples, the word arrived and graduated depict the simple past tense of the form arrive and graduate. When verb is used without adverb, supposedly adverb is not used. In that case, it will determine, the past tense will be determined like the first form, second form and third form. जैसे learn and learnt. I learnt French in primary school. The match was won. The match was won by the senior team. Another instance is used in a simple past tense, the expression of past habits, for example. Like I often went for a walk. Maya always carried a notebook. Now, second we are coming to past continuous tense. Past continuous tense is was plus ing. Okay. Past continuous tense expresses the action that has been going to some time in the past. In this kind of sentence, the time of the action may not be indicated directly. Like the kind of sentences, the time of the action, what you are doing, the action, what you are doing, may not be indicated directly. It is not indicated directly. That, and especially as in a simple way to say, that we have to use the verb with ing. Like, I was reading all evening. I was playing. Use the past tense along with the verb and put an ing. I was reading all evening. I was playing football when the principal called me. The students were waiting. I was dancing. So, as simple as anything, past continuous tenses that you put was for the past tense, then the verb, like I was studying, add ing to it. Okay. So, next comes past. Notice the auxiliary verb was and were are used for singular and plural cases. Now we see the past perfect tense. Past perfect tense, it will be totally had. For present tense, we use has, singular. Plural, we use have. And for totally past, for singular or plural, we both use had. Like Henry had known about the change in the plan. In this example, Henry knew about the event before anyone else, thus specifying that he was the first to know about the action. Like here, he knew, the person knew that who is coming, Henry knew. So, it will be in a perfect perfect tense, had is to be used, no ing will be used. Okay. Had known, the verb has to be totally past. Knew and known. Know, knew and known. He had known about the change of the plans for a while. In this example, Henry knew about the event before anyone else, thus specifying that he was the first to know about the action. Henry knew about the action beforehand, so it has been said that he had known. We had ordered the food before Nina arrived. Like before anybody arrived, it was known that it has already been ordered, so he had ordered. When he arrived at the station, the train had left. So here, the train had left, it had already gone, so he arrived at the station when the train had left. Like it had already gone and then he arrived. Now comes the second perfect, the last one, the perfect continuous tense. Again, it will be had with plus ing. Okay. Written, the past perfect continuous tense is used to denote an action. Okay. That began at the certain time in the past and was completed in the past. It started and it was completed is a past continuous tense. That Richard had been working at the store for 6 months. He was transferred. Like it started with the thing that he was working, and now it has ended and he has gone somewhere else. The entire sentence is complete, so he had been working. This is what is present past perfect continuous tense. Here the use of past perfect continuous tense is done through the verb form had been working and was transferred, which indicate that Rinchen worked in the store in the past and transferred prior to the time of the statement being made. The past perfect continuous tense is also used for cases when event that had occurred and it has been implemented. In implication, the past has implication for another event in the past. Like Kathy had been walking for several miles when her legs were hurting. In simple words, when an action begins and it is completed by the due course of time, it is what is past perfect continuous tense. As for example, he had ordered for food. He had been working in the office since 1966 or 2006. He had been working in the hotel management hotelier department for last 20 years. So this kind of sentence, he had been working, she had been walking. This is what the action has already started and it has ended. So let us come to the next page. We will be filling up this Alex. Simple past tense. Complete the sentence with correct form of verb in the bracket. It can be simple past tense, it can be past continuous tense, it can be past perfect tense, it can be past perfect continuous tense. Okay, so Alex leave will be left. Her husband dash in a road accident, died. The town since we last visited, changed. When I was in Paris, I visited Eiffel Tower. Oisin dashed to the shop to get her radio repaired. Go, went and gone. So we'll write Oisin went to the shop. Michelle was born in Kansas City. When his father was born in Kansas City, when his father heard the news, he was on his way to the factory. He cancelled his appointments and hasted in the hospital. When he arrived at the hospital room filled with visitors and friends who came or who had come to congratulate the new mother to see the newborn. My father was combine each set of sentence through use of past perfect tense. That means had and ed. That means had, past perfect tense. My father had been home when his friend called. So this is the past perfect. John left at noon. Mary called for him at 1 o'clock. John left at John had left at noon when Mary at 1 o'clock. The children got up late that morning. Mother cooked an early breakfast. The children got up late. The children had got up. The children had got up late that morning. So, Mother cooked an early breakfast. I was sleeping on the couch. The telephone rang. I had been sleeping on the couch when the telephone rang. Mona was living in Delhi. Then I met her. Mona had been living in Delhi. When I met her.